Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this regularly scheduled council meeting of Monday, May 23rd, 2022. For the members of the public who are viewing us, you can do so by logging into Hartford publicaccesstv.org, channel 96 on Comcast, channel 6032 Frontier, our Facebook live page, Hartford Public Access TV. And with that said, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark.
Here.
Councilman Gale.
Here.
Councilwoman Hercules. Councilman LeBron.
Here.
Councilman Mitchum. Councilwoman Rosado.
Present.
Councilwoman Rossetti. Councilwoman Rossetti.
Here.
Councilman Sanchez. Councilwoman Surgeon.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And now our town clerk will lead us on to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And for the record, we also have Mr. Eric Lusa from the town clerk's office, our corporation counsel, Howard Rifkin, and members of Hartford Public Access TV logged on our screen. Tonight, we do have a point of privilege from Councilman John Gale. Councilman John Gale, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm going to hopefully not get any echo. So we're going to try this, see if it works. Have some audio?
Yes, we could hear you.
Excellent. So tonight, it's my extreme pleasure to provide, give a proclamation to a young man who's a Hartford native, born and raised here, who I've known since he was 3 years of age, when my uncle Johnny Duke befriended him and took him under his wing and tutored him and mentored him and created a boxing champ out of him. And so I'm here tonight to present a proclamation from the City Council and the Mayor, and Mike Oliver. Mike, come on up here. Let's get in the picture here. And so we've got the Super Judge Jeff Dressler is here with us, ringing the bell. Not in his tuxedo, however, and we've got a few fans. So this is the proclamation, Mike. Whereas Michael Oliver grew up in Bellevue Square neighborhood of Hartford, and in 1983, at the age of 3, he began boxing at the Bellevue Square Boys Club, where legendary boxing coach Julio Johnny Duke Gallucci began training Mike to be a world champion. And whereas Mike then successfully pursued his dream of being a professional fighter, boxing in more than 300 amateur fights, 10 Golden Gloves competitions, winning the Connecticut State Junior Olympics 7 times, and winning several titles as a member of the 1996 and 1999 U.S. Olympic teams. And whereas Mike became a 4-time world champion, adopting the name Mike Machine Gun Oliver. He has won the IBO World Super Bantamweight title, the USPA Super Bantamweight title, the USBO Super Bantamweight title, and the New England World Boxing title, causing him to be named Connecticut Boxer of the Year in the year 2013. Whereas Mike dedicated his first championship belt to his coach, Johnny Duke. And whereas as of last Saturday night, this past Saturday, Mike was inducted to the Connecticut Boxing Hall of Fame. Whereas whereas the city of Hartford and its residents, along with the mayor and the Court of Common Council, Mike's friends and family, are proud of Mike's boxing legacy during his amateur and professional career. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Luke Ronan, mayor of the city of Hartford, along with the Court of Common Council and the residents of Hartford, recognize his many accomplishments of hometown hero Mike Machine Gun Oliver, and do proclaim May 23rd, 2022 as Mike Machine Gun Oliver Day.
Thank y'all for for giving me this and I owe love to my best friend Sammy, Jeffrey, who's behind me. Jeffrey, matter of fact, Jeffrey, he's on a whole part of the village because Jeffrey made boxing, made it happen in Norton. He had the San Juan Center, which is closed down. We had Berry Square. I really miss Berry Square. I miss San Juan Center. I'm trying to get my own gym right now to have the kids train. Right now, there's so many things going on in the city of Hartford. Of course, I'm a single father with 2 kids. I'm with the village with the fatherhood program. They help me out a lot, and I'm so proud of being world champion because of seeing me and Jeffrey, doing the right thing they did me. So I really think them a lot, 100%. A lot of things that Jeffrey helping me out. Going to Puerto Rico at that time when I had the logo on the back, seeing me, he was a big part of it. Then the Wama. Of course, like I said, I'm with the children village. They help me out too, and I want to see that the city of Hartford can help out, the children village too, the fatherhood program too. They can do for them too, because right now it just dawned on them by itself, and we have we don't have that much stuff to do. But I'm really proud of this. I think that to get this from the mayor.
Thank you, Mike. Because we're really proud of you.
I really appreciate it because Duke they have any sons. He had only four girls. Out of the girls, they treat me like I was their brother. So I miss Duke. He saw in the city of Hartford. He saw a kid downstairs on the first floor. I think it was human resource, and I remember a lot of things about Duke. If he was here right now, he'd be happy for this. Thank you very much for this.
Hold on, wait a minute. Gotta hold this up so I can see it. No. First of all, where the shape is. Okay, here we go. Ready? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for those in attendance and the millions that wish they were, look at Ready Hartford presenting the former USA Super Bantamweight Champion, the former IBO World Superweight Bantamweight Champion, the former New England World Boxing Title. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Mike Machine Gun Oliver! Oliver!
Congratulations, Mike, and thank you, Attorney Dressler, for always supporting our young men and women. So with that said, that was very nice. Thank you, Councilman Gale. Councilman Gale, thank you for that. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Before we get started, just want to recognize through you, Councilman Sanchez, who has joined us for the record. And through you, Madam President, good evening, everyone. I'd like to make the motion that we suspend the rules to add onto our agenda item 7.1, which is the tax levy ordinance, general fund appropriations ordinance, and the CIP ordinance for our from our mayor's recommended budget.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly seconded, and for the record, Councilman Mixtum has also joined us. Are there any discussions on suspension of the rules? Councilman Clark?
Yes, through you, Madam President. Just also for clarification, I want to make sure that all three ordinances are substitutes.
Duly noted for the record. Are there any other comments? Any other comments? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules, Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon,
Yes.
motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the minutes of the May 9th, 2022 meeting.
I second.
Motion has been made and properly second on the minutes. Are there any discussions? Any discussion on the minutes? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilwoman Hercules, Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon,
Yes.
motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we place the following items on our consent calendar. Communications item 3.2, Mayor Brunning with the company resolution authorizing the city of Hartford to accept donations from Colt Park Foundation, Inc. for improvements to Colt Park. Reports of committee item 4.2, Committee of the Whole with a company resolution requesting the Director of Finance and Purchasing Agent appear before council to review procurement process. Reports of committee item 4.3, Committee of the Whole with a company resolution concerning the tax relief evaluation. Reports of committee item 4.4, Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee with a company resolution approving the tentative agreement. Strike item 4.2, 4.3, 4.5 is the next consent item. Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee with accompanying ordinance amending section 32-18 of the municipal code, which has a substitute ordinance. And item 7.4, which is the mayor's recommended budget for fiscal year 22-23 of tax levy, mayor's recommended budget for fiscal year 22-23 for fund appropriations, and mayor's recommended budget for CIP ordinance for fiscal year 22-23, which all are substitute ordinances to be placed on the consent calendar.
I second the motion.
Motion has been made and properly second. Are there any discussions? Any discussions on the consent calendar? Councilman Clark.
Just for clarification purposes, so everyone is not mixed up, the items for consent calendar, and I apologize, are items 3.2, items 4.5, and item 7.1.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Clark. Are there any other discussions? Any other comments? Councilman LeBron.
Yes, I see that 7.1 was walked on, and through you, Madam President, I'm sorry. 7.1 was walked on today, so that means that there were some differences from the last time we spoke. For the public's sake, can we know what the differences were?
I'm sorry, Councilman, Councilman Clark?
No, 7.1, right? It was walked on, correct?
Through you, Madam President, yes, these were walked on, Councilman LeBron, because of the fact that these are the tax levy general fund appropriations in the CIP ordinance, which are a part of the mayor's recommended budget. So the reason why these are walked on, because council took action last week for our deliberations to pass financial resolutions, and that we have now amended what the mayor recommended to us. So this is why it's been walked on.
Yeah. I just because folks were texting me confused. Just for clarification, it's because our deliberations happened after the agenda was created, correct?
Yes, and which is
Correct.
a normal process for council
Right.
since we deliberate on the agenda day, but it's always after the 12 p.m. deadline.
Yeah, I just wanted to just make sure for the public's sake they understood why it was. I'm not sure if walked on is the proper verbiage, but it was because we missed the agenda, the normal agenda time. Thank you, Majority Leader and Madam President.
Thank you. Councilman Mixto, did you have a comment? Okay.
I was just scratching my arm.
Oh, okay. I don't want to miss anyone. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman Hercules, Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon,
Yes.
motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, let's try this again. I would like to make the motion that we receive the following items. Reports of committee, item 4.1, Committee of the Whole with accompanying resolution requesting the administration provide a comprehensive plan for funds from the American Rescue Plan Act, known as ARPA. Reports of committee, item 4.2, Committee of the Whole with accompanying resolution requesting Director of Finance and Purchasing Agent appear before council to review procurement process. Reports of committee, item 4.3, Committee of the Whole with accompanying resolution concerning the tax relief evaluation. Reports of committee, item 4.4, Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee with accompanying resolution approving the tentative agreement of a successor collective bargaining agreement between the City of Hartford and Local 1716.
The chair will entertain a second.
A second.
A motion has been made and properly second. Are there any other comments? Any discussions? There being none, Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman Hercules, Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon,
Yes.
motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Mr. Majority Leader, you have the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Through you, I'd like to make the motion that we refer the following items to the mentioned committees. Communications item 3.4, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution, which would approve a tentative agreement for a successor collective bargaining agreement between the City of Hartford and the Hartford Police Union to be sent to the Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee. Ordinance item 5.1, an ordinance amending Article 17 of Chapter 2 of the Municipal Code to the Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee, which also has a public hearing date of June 20th, 2022 at 7 p.m. Ordinance item 5.2, an ordinance amending Section 32-18 to increase the tax credit from $500 to $750, which also has a public hearing from Monday, June 20th, 2022 at 7 p.m. to be referred to the Operations Management Budget and Government Accountability Committee. Communication item 3.1, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution authorizing the city to accept approximately $525,000 in grant funding from the Fenway Institute to be sent to the Health and Human Services Committee. Communication item 3.3, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution authorizing the mayor to accept a grant in the anticipated amount of $49,339.13 from the State of Connecticut Department of Transportation Highway Safety Office to be sent to the Quality Life and Public Safety Committee. Communication item 3.5, Mayor Bronin with the company resolution to accept a grant of $126,000 from the Community Alliance for Research and Engagement CARE at the Southern Connecticut State University to be sent to the Health and Human Services Department. Resolution item 6.3, a resolution, sorry, that was resolution item 6.3 that has the resolution for the May National Mental Health Awareness Month to the Health and Human Services Committee. Communication item 3.3. Sorry, 6.2. My notes are mixed up. Resolution request of the police chief to begin a search and select a candidate for the vacant position of the assistant police chief to be sent to the Quality Life and Public Safety Committee. And item 6.1, a resolution supporting the Park River and its tributaries to be sent to the Public Works, Park, Recreation, and Environment Committee.
I second the motion.
Okay, give me a-
You're muted, Council President.
For clarification purposes, did we put 6.3 on consent, Mr. Clerk? No?
No.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. Councilman Mixtum?
So just a question, and I'm looking at my agenda now to see if there's a question about the same thing. I thought that the mental health awareness resolution, which is, yeah, that is 6.3. When we discussed it earlier today, we did say we're going to put it on consent so we could actually get it approved while we were still in that month. What happened?
Council
Okay.
President,
Yes, Councilwoman Rossetti.
Council President, and to your point, Councilman Mitchum, I put in the resolution and I understand what you're saying, but I also like to be able to discuss it in committee and bring some more light to it. And if I think that would be a better way, understanding what you're saying. So I requested that it go to committee.
Gotcha. Thank you. I guess we will have another May next year, so
Okay,
it's all good.
let's hope so.
Okay. So we're all set. Thank you. No further comments. Mr. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Councilman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Gale,
Yes.
Councilman Hercules, Councilman LeBron,
Yes.
Councilman Mitchum,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rosado,
Yes.
Councilwoman Rossetti,
Yes.
Councilman Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Surgeon.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. And that concludes our business for this evening. I want to thank all my council colleagues on working together on passing this budget. Many thanks to Mayor Bronin for working with us. Our corporation counsel, Howard Rifkin, thank you for all those extended nights and calls. To our CFO, Jen Hockenhall, thank you for your due diligence, for always being there for us and for getting back to us so quickly on everything, actually. I also want to thank our Chief Operating Officer, Thea Montanez, for, as always, working with us on a daily basis to move the city forward. And I can't say enough about my assistant, David Grant, who has worked tireless hours, Saturday, Sunday. We thank you and I appreciate you very much on a daily basis. So with that said, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening and congratulations on passing this budget. Councilman LeBron.
Yes, I just want to thank Councilman Gale for introducing the point of privilege of Mike. Shout out to you, Mike. You made us proud. I followed his career from amateurs to professionals, saw him multiple times at the convention center. Mike, proud of you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.